Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Chloe. How are
Oh,
you?
I'm great. I'm so excited.
You're so
Like,
excited.
yes,
What do you what
because
because
it's Friday.
it's Friday. Pew
It's
pew pew
Friday,
pew.
and I'm going apple picking after this.
What?
Yes, it's
That sounds
true.
amazing.
Yeah, I've done, and this will be my second fall activity for the season.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, oh
So,
man, I'm sorry, just looking at I didn't really do much to my hair this morning. Y'all are just seeing me today. Not that I usually put much of
we're
an effort
being
in my
real.
appearance. But that's awesome. I love apple picking
Mm-hmm.
without like picking the apples.
Mm.
Like I love everything that is or that like
So you like
orbits
taking
apple
a walk
picking.
through the orchard?
Love taking a walk through the orchard in the fall.
Yeah.
Love I love apples.
Yeah.
I love more importantly hot apple cider and apple cider donuts.
Yes. Yep.
Those are those are
Classic.
the things.
That's key.
Those are it's key, as one would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's my like, and I
That's
usually love
totally
like
fair.
there's like usually like a farm, like you're on a
Yeah.
farm, so there's usually some farm animals there, which I enjoy.
I do
Uh,
love a good farm animal.
yeah,
And here's the other thing. It does feel a little weird to pay $25 to do manual labor.
yeah.
You know.
There's that too.
Um. um. But it's the I like places that have other activities. The places
Mm,
my friend Helen and I are going. The place we're going today, we're going to Carlson Orchards, and
okay.
I've been there one time before, but I don't remember. I don't think they had the tap room last time I was there, but now they have a tap room.
Ooh, so you get some of that cider,
Get some of that
some of
sweet,
that hard
sweet
cider.
hard cider. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I
Mm,
tried. So because of my concussion, I have been
mm.
avoiding alcohol. I did try some cider this last weekend during Porchtoberfest.
Oh yeah, I went and saw some. Somerville was insane
It
for that.
was
I
bananas.
went to a friend's porch for that, and
Yeah.
it was their backyard. It wasn't really their porch,
Yeah.
um,
Well,
but just
it's confusing.
it was like Mardi Gras. It was like so many people. I was in an Uber, and the Uber couldn't get down the street because of just mobs
Yeah.
of people in the street.
Well, and I think when I talked about this before with my improv show when I did On Point, I was really surprised at how many people were there and how many people were excited about it too. Like, I think people are really like they've been really sort of starved for
Human
like
interaction. Yeah,
live entertainment
yeah.
performance, like interaction with the people on stage type thing. So everybody's like hyped to get out
Yeah,
and have something to do.
I get that.
And like Porch Fest is nice because
And it
you
was a
are
beautiful day for it. And
outdoors.
it was a beautiful day for
It
it.
was
Like you
gorgeous.
couldn't have asked for a nicer fall day.
Yeah. It was great. I wore a fall dress. I wore a nice burgundy floral print.
Well,
Um I had my fall boots on. I
very
was
cool.
vibing, you
Yeah,
know.
you were doing that
And I
fall
didn't
vibe.
the best part about it, I didn't have to go anywhere because we we hosted a couple different
Oh, nice.
performers at our house
Yeah,
in our
hey,
driveway.
that's even better because then yeah, then you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to kick people out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, show's over, pal.
Get out of my
Get out.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an improv show that night, so I went in
Oh,
uh,
nice.
my show clothes and then
Mm.
just hung out until it was time for the show. We did the simulator over at Union Comedy at their new space
Oh.
that is on Somerville Ave between like Porter and Union Square.
Okay.
They've got a cool little space, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. It was a really fun show getting to do live improv in front of a crowd again. It wasn't a very big
Oh,
crowd, but you don't want it to be a huge crowd.
yeah.
But I got to perform with a group that I haven't performed with in a couple of years called Actually Banksy.
Oh,
So
yeah. I
we got
remember
some Banksy people back together,
that. Oh,
and
that's so great.
it was so dumb and it was so weird, and it was just, I don't know, it was just so much fun. It was good for my heart,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I feel that.
just good to do.
Absolutely.
I'm a bigger fan of pumpkin patches. I prefer pumpkin
Oh,
patches to
pumpkin
apple
patches are
orchards.
nice. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess I'm more of a going and picking like the right pumpkin. I
Yeah.
guess also it's just one. You're just getting one pumpkin,
Yeah,
whereas you
you're only
have to
getting
fill a
one.
bag.
Can you
You know,
imagine filling a bag of
filling a bag of
pumpkins?
pumpkins.
Ridiculous.
That would be such a big bag, or
It
such
would be.
little pumpkins.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you got the miniature
The little
pumpkins,
mini pumpkins, but
little
even
mini
those
pumpkins.
are.
Yeah.
Um, Also,
Yeah.
I love a good straw maze. Are there straw mazes out here on the
Oh yeah,
East
yeah, yeah.
Coast? Do they
Well,
do those in New
maybe not
England?
straw mazes. They got corn mazes.
What's the same? Well, I guess not. There's straw. Like I've been in both. I've been in a straw maze made of like hay bales,
Yeah. It's
you
a
know, where they
lot of
set up. And I've also been in one where
straw.
they have a huge cornfield, and every year they like do this like crazy like aerial kind of mapping of points, and they make this huge picture it's a different picture every year, and then they go and they create the path.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nuts. That's in the place we used to go to all the time was in a place called Greenup, Illinois.
That sounds about right.
Yep. Yep. And they had, oh my God, this place was, they would have like
Did y'all have a
5
haunted
different,
hayride?
oh yeah, haunted hayrides. I once fell off a hayride and got my foot run over it just went right over it. I was fine.
Okay. Well,
I
yeah, you're
wasn't
here
wounded.
now.
Yeah, I'm here now. My jaw was a little sore from hitting my face on the ground
Oh, I imagine
when I
it would
fell when
be.
I face planted off the hayride. But yeah, and I was a kid too, so I just bounced right back.
Oh, good.
But
Then you made it
this
way
place in
better.
Greenup had like 5 different hay mazes, like different kinds of mazes you could go through. One like
All
they
at
had the big
once?
one. Yeah, yeah. Well, you could go whenever
Where did
you
they get
go
all
from
that
maze
hay
to maze.
from?
Well, they weren't all hay mazes.
Oh, okay.
So they did this. They did the straw maze in the big field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they put together like a hay bale maze, and then there were a couple mazes that they did in like barns, and one of them had like moving doors that they would change up. They would change the maze up on you. Like you'd be going through it and you'd go through it, and then they'd close or slide a door behind you, right? So then it was like, oh, I can't go that way anymore. I have to go this way. And there were like slides and things, which was really cool, but it was all in the dark.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then there was one you had to get down on your hands and knees and like crawl through. And I remember I took a date in college. I think it was my sophomore year of college. I took a date to this place, and we had a great time. But like the next day, like my knees were like raw, like
No.
because of that. Like
Because you
when
were
I got
wearing
home
shorts.
and we were no, I was I was wearing shorts. No, I was wearing jeans. I was being responsible. It was October, you know. But like we were crawling through, right? And
Yeah.
it just skinned the hell out of my knees.
Oh no. That's rough.
Yeah.
Um I that just brought back a memory for me of like I think I did like a haunted house thing once where we had to all crawl through a tunnel.
Mm.
And like it's not so much the crawling through the tunnel that
Mm-hmm.
was that freaked me out. It was the fact that there were people directly in front of me and directly behind me. So like if something happens, I still gotta wait for these other people to get out of my way. Like you're trapped in
Yeah.
there, and people panic, Matt. And I
No,
don't, you don't know what a person's gonna do when they're panicking,
you
and
don't. They start
even though
flailing
it
and
wasn't, you know, uh, like the house was not really haunted. It was actors.
thank you for clearing that up.
You don't know. There still could be an emergency. You don't
Yeah,
know,
you
and
don't know.
I just didn't like being boxed in like
No,
that.
I get that. I once was I was an actor in a clown or in a haunted house, and we were in the clown. I was in the clown portion. So this was a huge haunted house on top of old decommissioned
Oh my
naval
gosh.
vessel in Quincy, Mass. It was the USS Salem was the
Okay,
was
no,
the was the thing,
no
and
amount of
that
money.
ship like this the all the haunted house and everything was up above decks, so it was all up in the open
Okay,
air.
that's a
it
little bit
was it
better.
was cool for the most part until you realize you got to be in a clown outfit outside for 6 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like it was fun for the most part, but there were times when I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But I was in the clown section of the haunted house, and I would just stand in this narrow hallway. Like I found this hallway that they would come out of an open room and into a hallway, and they would have to go through here to get on to the next part. And I would just stand there. And I'm a wide person. Uh,
Yeah.
I have depth and width. Um, so like people would have to like
You're
walk
3D.
around me, and I would wait until they were just like halfway by me, and then I'd just start like quietly talking to them. And oh, they hated it. They hated it. And then as soon as they left, I had a like a ball bat in my hand, it was just something I could bang on the walls with because the walls were made out of plywood. you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So as soon as they would get behind me, I'd just start screaming and hitting the wall with my bat. Oh my god, I freaked people out so much. It was so
Matt, you have
so
a incredible insight into human fear.
great. Well, I mean, it's my last name. It's something that
Oh yeah.
I'm very I'm
It's
very
the family
familiar with.
business.
Yeah, it is the family business.
That's how you
Um,
get your last name, is what you did, or what
right.
your family did.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah, and we did haunted houses, so
Going
that's
back
kind of how
generations.
that's how we rolled. Yeah, generations of fears doing fear type stuff. I'm gonna see if I have a picture somewhere of what I looked like, and it
Oh
was
boy.
yeah. I took quite a bit of
Heads
pic.
up, everybody. Heads up. It's
It's not
scary
that
clown
bad.
hour.
It's not that bad. I don't think,
It is
but
October. It's spooky season.
it is spooky. It is spooky season. So speaking of, actually no, let's not speak of that yet.
We don't
I've
speak
got
of these
some.
things.
Oh, here we go. This is.
Did you find it?
I'm just gonna put this here for a second and just. This was me on. I was having a little bit of a dinner break. Uh,
Oh my god.
So, and there was black lights. There were black lights in this place too. So, like my face would glow, and all that stuff on my face would light.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
scary.
yeah. I still have that wig. I have that wig in a drawer here behind me.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's incredible. That's very creepy.
yeah,
Well
yeah.
done.
No, it was
Did you
insane.
do your own makeup?
The first couple times I didn't, but then I was like, I'm sick of waiting on people, like like getting in line and waiting to get my makeup done. So I was just like, I'll do it myself.
I get it.
And then I just did it.
Wow, they had a makeup person. That's pretty impressive.
There were like 2 or 3 makeup people. Yeah, it was a to do.
It was a whole operation.
It was a to do. You have a video you'd like to show. You sent
Oh yes.
You got this thing. Why don't you set this up, and then we'll bring out our guest and we'll chat for a bit.
Yeah. So yeah, actually one of my clients suggested this to me. And so this woman made videos. The last one she released was in August, but basically these videos are her during different points in the pandemic talking to her past self.
Nice.
About what's happening.
About what's happening.
Yeah. So this first one is from April of 2020.
It says January. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. So she's...
Oh, it starts...
The person that she's talking to is in January.
Okay. Got it. Let me make sure it's turned up nice and loud here. All right, here we go.
Oh, whoa. Who are you?
I'm Julie from 4 Months in the Future.
Actually? Are you here to tell me what's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, because of the butterfly effect, I can only really give you some loose details, but we'll go through the basics. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, good news?
Yeah. Yeah. Great choice. Yeah. Cool. So, things have never been better for climate change. Dolphins in the Venice canals.
Really?
I know. Well, it's I mean, I saw it on Facebook. I don't know if it's a real thing. My aunt posted it, but it's pretty legit.
Okay, well that's incredible. Especially given the Australian wildfires.
The what? Oh yeah.
Because those are pretty. I think those are going to be the defining feature of 2020.
Yeah, you'd think.
Oh no?
Not even a little bit.
Really? Wait, because they're a pretty big deal.
Yeah, your definition of a pretty big deal is going to change.
Wow. Okay, so what is the bad news then?
You are going to want to pull all your investments.
What?
Yeah, just get everything out of the stock market. Get it all out. Oh, it's you know what? Put a little money in Zoom.
Isn't that a conferencing app? Okay. While we're being proactive here, actually, if you could just do a Costco run real quick, it's gonna save you a lot of hassle. Costco.
Do you have any hobbies?
Just something to keep you busy. No, not really.
You should get a dog.
I want a dog. I want a dog. They're a lot of work, and you've got to walk. You got to go outside with them twice a day.
Right. The walks are going to be clutch.
Right, but I mean, I have to leave them because I have so much travel coming up.
Oh no.
Oh,
sweet angel.
Oh no, you don't.
But yeah, I travel for work.
Oh, you won't be working.
But how do I afford stuff?
Do you take vitamins or juice?
No.
Okay, it might be a good time to just get that body in tip top shape. Get strong. Get those lungs a pumping. Cardio, a little aerobic.
What the hell is gonna happen?
Look, I know it all sounds scary, but it's really not that bad. For you, right? I mean, for some people, it's not, but for you, it's really not bad. I would, would you rather be in a busy shopping mall or at home on the couch watching Netflix?
The couch?
Exactly. You're gonna be just fine.
Okay.
What do you know about the world of big cats?
Oh.
Remember Joe Exotic?
Oh. Wow.
Remember that?
At the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't it feel insane to watch?
Yeah. To be like, oh hey, yeah, in just a couple months, everything's gonna go south. Be ready.
Go to Costco.
Oh,
get some toilet paper.
Just go ahead and stock up on that stuff now.
Yeah, and so she had a whole series of these where it'll be, so it's sort of like they don't go back and talk to the January 2020, so they go to talk to the last person.
Mm-hmm.
So the April 2020 person is sitting there, and then the like July 2020 person shows up to talk to the April 2020 version.
Okay.
It's like,
I'm
are
going
you
to
telling me things are gonna get worse?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link to that person's channel. It's Julie Nolke
Yeah,
or Nolk. I don't know exactly how.
I
She
believe it's
pronounces her last
Nolke.
name.
And she also, and she does. She's done a couple of videos with, what's his name, Ryan George,
Styles. Hmm?
who's the guy that does the Screen Rant.
Oh, okay.
The pitch meetings.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, and so they've done a sketch together that's they've done 2 sketches together of like the first people to get married, the first people to get divorced. Which you're like, I want us to be together forever and no one else. That I'm also a fan of his, like the first person to have a house, because somebody just walks into his house and he's like, "This is my space this is where I keep my stuff. You can't be in here."
The first person with a house.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when he talks about the movies back and forth when they so good. It is spooky season. We've talked about that.
Yes.
Today on my TikTok corner, I want to
spooky stuff.
Oh my God, this
Spook talk.
Spook talk. This is great. This is you know how people do crazy like light shows in their yard for Christmas?
Yes.
This person has got one for his for Halloween, and here it is.
All right, pull your hatchets out. Uh-oh, here come the po-po. Too much murder. All right.
That's very spooky.
I would absolutely hate to be that person's neighbor.
That's
like that would be
thinking.
The worst.
That might be too much.
The worst neighbor ever.
Well, because you can't do the lights until the sun sets.
Right.
You know, and then it's a party.
Right.
For the entire month of October.
For everybody, yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
And then this one is, oh my God, I could not stop laughing at this. It's only 6 seconds long, but this is quite possibly one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, especially right at the very end. Here we go.
Ruby, what do you want? Hamburger? French fries? Fart. Ruby! Ruby, what do you want?
So I'm going to play this again. I want you to listen to the little girl's laugh at the end.
Hamburger? French fries? Fart. Ruby! Ruby, what do you want?
Oh my gosh, she got her.
She is so happy with herself.
She got it
She
so
is
good.
so pleased. Hamburger, French fries, fart.
Sounds like a meal right there.
I love kids that like mess with their parents.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just
100%.
troll their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's my TikTok corner for the day.
TikTok
I just
corner.
wanted to share those. There's another one that is called Carter's Condensed History. You should check it out. He did one today about the legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is really cool. Maybe we'll show that later on in the show.
Okay.
But I feel like it's time that we bring out our guest. It's a repeat guest, which I love when we get repeat guests.
I love when
And
we
I
bring 'em
believe
back.
this is a three-peat. Nope, two-peat. She's
Two-peat.
shaking her head. Yeah, I'm I'm like, is it? No, it's not. But welcome back to the show, Leah Krevitt. Leah.
Hello.
Hey.
It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah,
Good to see
welcome
you
back.
too.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I got the time wrong by like half an hour, so I got to wash my hair, which was great.
Perfect.
Totally.
We did that on purpose. We gave
Yeah.
you the
Thanks.
Yeah, we send people the time. We actually tell our guests the show starts at 8:30, and then so they have time to get up and be awake.
It's really you almost never see someone really go to the lengths that you guys do to put your guests at ease. So
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we let you do it all from the comfort of your own space.
Yeah.
So you can
get to have
supply
whatever
all your
snacks you
snacks.
want.
Yeah.
I got
That's
soup.
what's most important in life.
You got soup. It's soup. It's officially soup season.
Yeah. What kind of
and,
soup?
What kind of soup do you have?
Carrot soup. It's
Okay.
it's fun. It's a good way to get veggies, and also if you're too lazy to chop up carrots, you can just get baby carrots and tell yourself you're going to eat them raw like a snack, and then never do that, and then make soup out of them. So
Do you have an immersion blender?
I do. Life is so
Oh.
much different now. I eat so much more fruit.
Right, because you can drink it. You don't have to like eat it.
Yeah. Oh, and that whole thing where you can sub out sour cream for Greek yogurt.
Other way around. Right. You can
All right.
substitute sour cream with Greek yogurt. Yeah.
Words. What are
It's
they
okay.
for?
You've been
It's
up a half
early.
hour
It's
longer than
Friday.
you intended to be. So
Yeah, it's all. I've only got a good 10 minutes left, so
oh no, the show goes till man.
very short window.
Okay. I made chili. I made the first pot of chili
Oh yeah.
of the season the other day, and it's just
That's key.
yeah. We have this big La Crusette Dutch oven that we got for our wedding,
Oh,
and
yes.
I make so much soup in that.
that is a really lucky. You are very lucky. I'm jealous of you and your cookery.
Yeah, I'm
Beautiful
pretty.
thing.
I'm pretty excited about it. Like even 3 years later, I'm still excited to have this amazing Dutch oven. So talk as much like I don't like cooked carrots. I'm not a huge cooked carrot fan. So carrot soup to me does not sound like the best soup. But what all goes in it?
Yeah.
Like
Let's figure out the
besides
other
carrots.
ingredients before
Yeah.
we judge it.
All right, yeah, let's get into it, as they say. You boil carrots and then you toss out some of the water. You could do it in chicken stock, chicken broth,
Mhm.
anything chicken based. In my low days, I just use chicken powder.
Yeah.
Let
That's why
that.
it's there.
Yeah, yep. Powdered chicken. That's what they would have wanted. It's like it's more like scattering ashes, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're not ash. It's just powdered chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can pretend if it.
I'm
You know
gonna
what?
pretend.
Have you had those? Sorry, this is a tangent, but talking about the chicken. Have you had the chicken chips from Whole Foods? Have you had these?
What?
They're like potato chips. They're thin and crunchy like potato chips, but they're actually made out of pressed chicken.
I
So
get
it's all meat. Like it's meat and I think something like it's like tapioca flour or something like that. So where it's a thin, like crispy chip, but it's all chicken.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a while for the idea to settle.
That's what I said. But
You could-
really, all you need is you just need to try one, and then if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not.
You
Like
could,
that's the thing.
you could dip that in carrot soup.
100%.
There you go.
Chloe, I see.
We solved it.
Chloe's still not okay with it.
Yeah.
Chloe's still
I-
working it out.
I'm thinking. I'm considering.
Here's
I
a
just
question.
can't get over the texture. I don't know what the texture is like, and I think that's the biggest thing that would
That's
trip
the
me
big
up. So
one,
I'm
yeah.
gonna.
Is it like other composite chips? Because I've had like not Pringles, but veggie baked
Yeah.
crispy things.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like that. They're just I don't know, they're actually not bad. I've had the chicken and waffle flavor, which is chicken with just a hint of maple syrup, just a
Syrup.
little sweetness, uh, and
Wow.
it's not bad.
Honestly, the sound of that induces want in me. The first time you
Yeah.
described chicken chips, I was like, okay, that's a thing that's technically food. I'll add that to my list of things that are food. But what you described just now made me go, I want that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's here. I'll show you. It's these.
I'm a little more amenable to it now.
Huh.
These are really good. The
my.
Himalayan pink salt and chicken, where it's just like these are really good. But oh look, it has a close up of the nutrition information, so you can
10 grams of protein. There's, I mean, they look like chips.
What are the here are the ingredients.
Oh yeah, it is tapioca flour.
Tapioca flour. So I mean, there's nothing really
Gluten-free.
bad in this for you. Like there's not a ton of like chemicals or anything.
I mean, there's a ton of chemicals, but like everyday chemicals.
Right.
Atlantic. Ah.
Yeah.
Like I guess maltodextrin. That's not necessarily something you find in nature, is it?
I feel like it might be actually, but also I have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, what if someone leaves a vial? What if someone goes on a hike and their backpack has a hole in it and their little packet of maltodextrin falls out, and then you come along, you found it in nature.
Oh wow.
She got you there.
She's got me there. You've got me there, Leah.
Those little like definition-y things is something that's been tripping me up lately, because I've been thinking about red blood cells.
Okay.
Yeah, because in general, I've been looking up the math of geodesic structures, and it turns out a bunch of cells actually have like the skeletons of proteins that form that keep a cell like intact and structurally happy and growing and moving in the directions it needs to be growing and moving in. Sometimes those take a geodesic shape. Like it's like, triangles and tension and math. That's what that looks like. And red blood cells are one of them. They make this like geodesic donut that lets the cell like squeeze through places. And like that. Good morning, David.
Yeah, good morning, David Thomas. Watch it on the YouTube. I haven't gone through the whole drama of why we're not on Twitch today, but there's a whole drama, not drama, just stressfulness.
Yeah.
Related to the hack or to the whatever.
Yeah, it is a little because I went and changed the password, and then
Just trying to keep it secure.
Trying to keep things secure for everybody, and then I realized that too late that I changed my phone number. I updated my phone number a couple months ago, and now Twitch doesn't have my new phone number, so now it has to go through this whole authentication process with my new number. So we're effectively locked out of our own Twitch channel for the next day or so. Yeah. All because I'm trying to be safe and protect people.
Yeah, that's good. Never do that.
Never do that.
What are you thinking?
Not worth it.
Never do that. So you were talking about geodesic domes around cells.
They look like red blood cells. Look like Cheerios.
They always yes. Thank you for putting that image in my head. I have never had it. I've always thought of Werther's, those hard candies.
Oh, you know what? That's true though.
They do
because
look more like
Cheerios
Werther's.
Don't have a hole in the middle. I mean, well, Cheerios do have a hole in the middle. Red blood cells hopefully do not.
It's more of a dent, right?
Yeah, it's more like a dimple.
Yeah. Like a lifesaver that the hole doesn't go all the way through.
Yes.
Like it's
Like
just,
or like a bagel with cream cheese in the hole.
what are other things that it's like? It's like a pizza roll that's been put into a bagel bite.
Yeah.
That somebody's taken their finger and pushed down in the middle.
Yeah.
It's like a donut that's still on the penis. I forgot. Can we swear on this show?
I mean, you didn't swear. You just said the
It's
word
not-
penis.
It's just a body part.
It's just a body part.
We're adults
But
here.
the fact that you're it's like a donut that's still on the penis. Like, yeah, it's just like that, Leah.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh,
Oh God.
I was thinking about red blood cells, and like the thing about them is they have no nucleus, right? It's just like more room for hemoglobin.
Oh right.
And so that was a big thing in biology class. We're like, there are these kinds of cells, and red blood cells have no nucleus because they're weird little freaks. And I wish that I had understood earlier that like there are a lot of different ways to be a cell, right? Because I was very confused, like how do red blood cells reproduce or do like anything if they don't have a nucleus with DNA in it?
Yeah.
And like that could have been a really useful entree into the world of like when cells are born from other cells, they split off. It's like leaving home with a suitcase. Like different cells take different stuff in that suitcase, you know? And also, like how many of us yeah, like how many of us have had friends when we were like really young adults? You have friends who are independent and they have cars and stuff, and you're like, we have the same job. How do you have that car? It's like, no, they took it from home. They like that's when they split off from their parent cell, they took that with them. And like, so I've just been thinking about ways that the world can make more sense if you get into how cells actually divided and started their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like a Pixar movie. I think you could make a little Pixar movie about a little short, maybe about cells.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Fantasia would be another really, really, really good one because we have so many movies of cells doing stuff with like fluorescent
Oh yeah.
eggs. Yeah. I'm very, very glad that you brought that up because this occurred to me a few months ago, and I haven't had anyone to play with me with it since. But okay, so giant larvaceans, they live in these things called snot palaces.
I mean, you're
excuse me,
saying all
what?
the right words this morning. Never thought I'd hear. I'm no longer hungry after hearing the term snot palace.
I'm actually so if you can't afford Noom, I don't know if it's free or not, but I actually offer an alternative to Noom where you can just text me and I will make your appetite go away. I'm for promoting that. So.
Yeah. We should.
All
We'll exchange. We should definitely put your work number up on our comments here so people can partake.
Okay, I gotta know about the snot palace.
Yeah.
though.
So let's talk more
Where-
about snot palaces.
whose snot. Where is it located?
Deep, deep down in the ocean, one of SpongeBob's neighbors, you know?
Okay.
Or I don't know exactly what depth SpongeBob lives at. That was never covered in the intro song. But
Yeah.
It's under the sea. That's all.
There are a lot of things that they really dropped the ball on that intro song.
My guess is it's not too deep because if it was too deep, the pressure would make that pineapple explode, right? It would crush that pineapple.
That pineapple's got to be reinforced somehow, though.
It's just now occurring to me. I think the way that pineapple is drawn, it could actually it might have geodesic elements to it. Like I think it's just a bunch of, or maybe I'm wrong and it's not triangle based. But yeah, that's thanks, useful input. Yeah, I don't know what that pineapple must have been made of. That is maybe sea pineapple. But anyway, down near him. It's this invertebrate. I think it's like 6 inches long. It's something small, but the actual it secretes this mucus and it develops into this giant. It's kind of like an alien. I mean, it's absolutely an alien. But if you ever look at like movie Aliens, where they have this little structure inside a giant jelly brain thing or mass. I don't know
Okay.
a picture or a video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the actual animal itself is like, picture a tiny little beaver tail, and so like it moves along, and this whole halo of mucus with all these like passages for fluid to go through and stuff. Like that's how, yes, that's how filter feeders do their filtery thing, is they pass seawater through all that stuff, and mucus catches stuff and it lets other stuff go. And the fact that it's called a palace means that there are Disney movies that take place within it, right? Right?
I mean,
Well, yeah, they have to.
yeah, that would make sense.
Because like there's one at the center. Okay, so you see that long kind of, yes, that
This right
little
here?
nut. Yeah, that's I think that's the like head of the actual creature, and then that tail like under it, it's got kind of a, yep, exactly. That's the part that moves. And then everything else is just mucus, and they shed every like few weeks, I think.
Well, I mean, you'd have to, right? Like if it's mucus, you'd have to get rid of it and make more of it, right?
You ever have one of those just super productive nose blows where it's like really swingy too?
We're walking a very thin line between, yes, this is fun to talk about, and I could gag. Like it's fine. I don't mind walking this.
Should we
I don't mind
should
walking
we
this
tell
tightrope
you
for you.
when we're starting to talk about snot again? Should we just tell you earmuffs?
Well, no, I'll just have maybe we should have a safe word or something. So, if I say SpongeBob,
Well, then we can't talk about SpongeBob, man. What do you think?
we can talk about SpongeBob. There's his pineapple, by the way, and it does look like there's metal reinforcement there. So
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I think we're okay.
All right.
So anyway, back to snot palaces.
So yeah, the other thing is that I mean, that's a tiny organism, but there are even tinier organisms living on other organisms all the time. So I'm sure that snot palace is full of residents, like little microbial or teeny tiny little animal residents. And so I'm just curious about like what could happen in a snot palace in a Disney. Like, is this a Frozen?
Or maybe
Yeah.
more of a Beauty and the Beast kind of snot palace.
Okay, like someone gets sucked into it. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you get sucked into the snot palace, and then you have
Yeah.
to befriend the various and
The
sundry things that have also
yeah.
been sucked into the snot palace.
And that would make so much more sense, because then they could be like, the residents could be enchanted so that they're dancing. And with all the different like motion that little tiny sea critters can make, you have so many more choreographic possibilities. Yeah, Be Our Guest would be amazing.
Yeah, I think this is the remake that we all deserve.
Yeah.
As
It's the one I've
as-
been waiting for.
yeah.
Beauty and the Bacteria. No.
It was right there the whole time. It was there the whole time, or maybe like In and Out, or Inside Out. In and Out. That's a Kevin Kline, not Calvin Klein. Kevin Kline. I'm having a hard time like talking right now. I'm sorry. I'm not having a stroke. I promise you.
You're just so
That's
distracted by the snot palace. I get it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there was that clip going around a couple days ago about that baseball announcer, who like, it sounded like he kind of had a stroke mid-announcement.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh my.
just like, it's really hard to talk, and so he stumbled, but like he stumbled in a way that like you read about in your neuro textbooks,
Oh, really? No, I didn't see anything about that.
It was just weird because people were playing it and like, oh, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, can we get a "he's okay" disclaimer on the bottom before I can
Yeah,
talk about this?
seriously.
Yeah, you gotta.
I did not run into that. I think a lot of people were focused on at least on Twitter, people were focused on two other things. One, the bad art friend story,
That's what I thought.
and two, that they identified the Zodiac killer.
Oh,
They
okay.
actually identified them.
Yeah, well, he died a few years ago, so like they can't put him in jail or anything. But yeah, they found him. They figured it out. And which is just, it feels insane. And so you have to, like, the cipher that he was using, you had to have his like full name to be able to decode everything. And his name is like Gary.
So you don't need that many letters.
Well, so it's his full, like, it includes his middle and last name, which, like, maybe I should just look that up so I have it. But it feels really weird to have like this famous serial killer, and then it just turns out his name is Gary.
Yeah. They should dig up that corpse, throw him in the jail. David Thomas, who's moving up New England way today. So, hi
good.
David. Thanks for moving back to New England. We've missed you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the show. I'm gonna need to let you two take over for a minute because my dog, who usually sleeps through the show, has decided to get up, and evidently I'm being a little bit too loud, and now she's like, "Hey, you need to take me outside." So I'm gonna need to take my pup out, but I will leave the show in the capable hands of Chloe and Leah until I get back.
Don't worry, we got a lot to talk about.
I'm sure you do. There's so much. So yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, he's gone.
Bye. Yeah. So yeah, I did not see the stroke video because I read the whole Bad Art Friend article, which was like really long.
I read about a third of it, and then I'm like, I think I got the gist in that it's like I've seen the tip of the iceberg. I know there's a lot more below, but I'm gonna go do something else. What? Tell me what's on your mind? What's on your mind after?
What are we thinking? Really, the thing that we take away from it is that no one is right in this situation. They're both bad art friends.
And, sorry, is it a bad friend who does art or a friend who makes bad art?
A person who is a bad friend.
Okay.
In regards to art. So the fastest rundown I can do is this woman who was part of a writing workshop. So both of these women were part of a writing workshop, and one of them donated a kidney, and she wanted everyone to know that she had donated a kidney, and she made a whole Facebook group about it and invited people to the Facebook group and like posted all of her kidney donation content on there and wrote this letter to the person that she donated it to that was like, hello, I'm giving you this, because it was like a randomized kidney donation, right? And she's like, I'm giving you this kidney, and this symbolizes the culmination of my healing process from all of my childhood trauma. Which already, that's a lot to put on a person that you're giving your kidney to. Like, I'm glad that she feels like she's doing better, but at the same time, it's like, that puts a lot of pressure on the person that you're just, they don't know you.
Yeah. Yep.
They didn't choose your kidney. They just took the one that was available. And so she posted this letter and everything. And then this other woman that was part of the workshop took that letter and put it into a short story and did not inform the person. She didn't show her the story or anything. And then the kidney lady caught wind of it and sent her an email and was like, hey, I heard that maybe you were inspired by my kidney donation story. which seems weird because you never asked me about it or anything. And the woman wrote back and was like, yeah, I was inspired by like the narrative possibilities, and was very like, oh, like, I was just kind of inspired by the idea of kidney donation. It wasn't specifically about you, but it definitely was specifically about her. And she and her other workshop friends were shit talking the kidney lady the whole time. So, and then the kidney lady was really upset about it. And then she read the story and realized it was about her, and it like stole her letter verbatim, which she had posted onto Facebook. So it was like kind of out there, right? And then tried to like sue this lady, and also like call all of her resources and contact and like people that had given her money and given her like a scholarship or something, and was like, hey, how would you feel if the person you gave all that money to was a plagiarist?
Oh,
So she really went overboard.
Wow.
So they're both bad art friends.
Jesus balls.
And even that shortest description was way too long.
Hi.
Hello, welcome
I'm
back.
What did I miss? Don't tell me. I wanna try and figure it out just by David Thomas's comments here.
Yeah.
It says, "Oh wait, I heard about this." Okay, so it's probably something wrestling related. I
Anyway,
just want that kidney, not all of your other shit. Shitney. He wants the shitney. Okay, never mind. I can't make sense of that. What were you talking about? Kidneys?
We were talking about the bad art friend.
Oh, good. I was going to ask about the bad art friend because I don't know anything about it.
It was really funny because there were 3 different conversations happening on Twitter. One of them was like white savior kidney donation discourse. One of them was plagiarism / bad art friend discourse. And then the third one was separate group chat shit talking discourse. And they were all about the same story. It was very confusing.
Okay.
I also love, I want that kidney, not your baggage. That's some good stuff.
Your kidney, not your bag. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a kidney story.
Yes.
Oh, I'd
tell
love to
your
hear
kidney
it.
story.
All right. So, about 10 years ago now, I worked somewhere where I learned a lot about kidneys. Not a lot, but way more than I had known before. And one of the things is that there's this disease, autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease. Many, cystic, cyst, tasticness. Your kidney grows a shit ton of cysts instead of kidney tissue. It grows kidney tissue, but then it's like, but also cysts. And then eventually it's like, less
You
kidney.
wanted these, right?
Yeah, I made these for you.
Kidneys are always trying to give us things we don't want, like stones.
Cysts.
Like, no, we just
Clean blood.
Ugh, yeah. But there are many different things that can cause cysts in your kidneys, but one of them is there's a common relatively, in this whole universe, relatively common mutation where it's like, yep, if that's fucked up, your kidneys are cystastic. And that gene has we have a version of it, and a bunch of other animals have their own versions of that gene. Just like we've got hemoglobin, dogs have hemoglobin. My blood ain't clean; it's full of stones and shit. David.
Yeah, David does not have clean blood. His blood is like granola.
Huh.
It's like twigs and clusters and
actually, okay,
raisins. I don't know how raisins got in there, but they're raisins.
There actually might be some cells that are like more analogous to raisins than other things. Yeah, I'm seeing like you've got cells with like these like little tentacly buddies, and I mean this is cartoonified, but yeah, different cell shapes, different cell types. Takes
Yeah.
all kinds. Thank you for that mental image. I'm gonna take that with me.
I mean,
David, you're unique. You have very special
Well,
blood.
that's why we love him. It's because of his special blood.
Thick blood.
Thick
Yeah.
blood.
My blood,
I love a
like
thick
But it's
blood.
thick, THICC.
Yeah.
It's that kind of
Yeah.
thick blood.
Like cold peanut butter.
Did you say like cold peanut butter? Cold peanut butter goes through the veins of David Thomas.
Now I'm just all the different condiments. Like
Ooh,
who's
I
got
go
each
now.
of the blood.
What
Was it-
condiment is closest to blood? If you had to compare a condiment to blood, is it mayonnaise? Is
Maybe
it a?
Chick-fil-A sauce because I know I shouldn't eat it, but I still do.
It's a what?
Chick-fil-A sauce because I know I shouldn't eat it, but I still do.
Because morally it's wrong to eat it, but it's so delicious.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself in the store the other day because they have the Chick-fil-A sauce in the bottle,
Yes.
but they also have the Polynesian sauce. I'm more of a fan of the Polynesian sauce, which is like a French dressing kind of thing that they do. And I had it in my hand before I could, I picked it up and I held it and I was like, I'm going to put this in my cart. And then I was like, no,
Baby.
I can't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put it back and I walked away.
Mazel tov.
That's
I do my
That's
part.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
I do my part for justice.
Well, I mean, because it's so easy, right? Like it's right there, but you gotta just walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister had some in the fridge when I went back to Illinois, and she knows that it's wrong, but she's like, it's delicious. And I tried it, and she wasn't wrong. It's delicious.
Oh, no.
Their politics are bad, but their sauce, so good. Anyway,
Speaking of something,
Leah's got our transitions down. She
Yeah.
knows exactly how we like to do segues on this show. Yeah.
I used to think it. Okay, so you know how we have words like tongue in vague with the silent
Gee.
Yeah, G, silent U, silent E. I thought I had read the word segue, and I had heard people say segue, but I had never.
Yeah.
So I thought you spelled it segue, W-A-Y, like, and so I had.
Not Sigu.
Yeah, thankfully that
Spelled
was
Sigu.
never my issue.
It's spelled Sigu. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I encountered that word in print, I was like, "What is this? Seg? Seg?
Yeah.
What is a seg?"
I thought it was like some people say seg and some people say segue, just like some people say toward and some people say towards, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, segue. So we have that gene that if it's fucked up, your kidneys are cystastic, right?
Yeah.
Worms, C. elegans, teeny little microscopic roundworms, like 959 cells. That's all they're working with. Males have fewer. Males have like 300 something.
That tracks.
Well, and the males are really rare because most C. elegans are self-fertilizing hermaphrodites. So they've got like on the inside a chamber full of eggs and a chamber full of sperm, and they'll just like bloop, just like digestion. Something will move from one segment to the next, and then they'll spit them out through their vulva, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
Yeah, like you do.
As you do.
You
Yeah.
just spit it out through your vulva.
But every once in a while, once in a blue moon, a worm develops and hatches to be a male, so it doesn't have those eggs. It just has sperm, and in order to get that sperm outside of its body, it has different neurons and stuff. And what it does is it swims up, and when it detects like a hermaphrodite, it'll swim up, make contact, and kind of swim around trying to find where the vulva is. And when it does, it'll do its thing, and now you congratulations, you know, worm mating. But
Wow.
when it has this kidney disease causing mutation in that gene, that same gene that humans have that their kidneys need, Worms don't have kidneys. They don't. That's not relevant to them. Excellent, David. Welcome back to Worm Sperm Talk.
Welcome back. It's a new segment we're working on, where we just bring Leah on to talk about sperm of different animals.
Can I talk about semen too? Because that changes depending on whose poop the horse smells when it ejaculates. That's a thing.
What?
These are all
okay,
words I
finish
didn't expect to hear this morning.
Well, we got to finish the.
Yeah,
is the
we'll talk about
worm-
this first. Yeah.
All
is
right.
the worm stuff done? Okay.
We'll move on to semen and horse poop here in a minute.
So, normal situation, a male worm swims up and uses its sensory neurons to find the vulva and do its thing. If it is mutated in this gene, the same gene that causes kidney trouble in humans, what happens is it cannot find the vulva. So it'll keep swimming around and around. Yeah, I mean, like, who among us?
Forever?
So sad.
It's like so close and yet so far. And that gene codes for a protein that's important for an ion channel. So it's like, you know how a neuron, it has an action potential, it has a little spark of activity, and that is super dependent on ions flooding out and flooding in, like at the exact right moment in the exact right place of the cell. Just like hooking up any electronic thing, it's really important that the specific chemicals and electrons go where they need to be there. And so like that's true of like fluid transport in your kidney, and that's also true of neuronal activity in a male worm who's trying to get it in. That's just like my favorite story for like when people are like, oh, this gene does this. It's like, yeah, in this very specific context, maybe it does something very different elsewhere.
That's so interesting.
Feels like worms and college males are very similar. They just kind of hang around you until they find.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of go around until they find a place to put it in. And if they don't, they just kind of go around and around forever.
I'm learning so much about what your life must have been like, Matt.
I don't know. I
College
don't know
was rough for all of us.
Yeah, college was rough.
I remember being very, very, very confused about how I knew enough to know that our clitoral tissue and penile tissue were like originally the same kind of tissue when we were embryos, you know? But like by that logic, the urethra should go through the clitoris, right? Like if it used
that's true.
penis in the, and so like I knew just enough to be confused about that, but not enough to resolve that confusion.
Luckily, I didn't know that, so I never had to worry about that kind of confusion in college, which is fine. I had many, many other things to be confused about.
All right, now let's talk about horses.
Now, here we go. Put your kids to bed. Time to talk about horse semen.
But it's the middle of the day.
Or this could be
that tracks, David Thomas. This I can see that. When I'm in college, you convinced a drunk guy that he was Keanu Reeves.
That's incredible. That's pretty good.
I believe that happened.
I think that
horse
speaks to
semen.
your
Go
confidence.
ahead. All right. So back in grad school, I did work with urine marking and signaling, and like when and where does a mouse decide to make its mark, and how do other mice respond to that? So a lot of pheromone stuff, a lot of like how does your social milieu affect your own internal processing? Like, do you smell a bunch of sexy individuals around and go like, oh, that's what we're doing now? All right, time to party. And then your various organs get going on various projects, or not.
I really wish I would have had you as a biology teacher rather than the
biology would have been way more fun.
Yeah, biology would have been biology. Mayan biology would have been so much more fun. Go ahead.
Bee biology. Yeah, we could do that. That was a fun Twitter thing the other day. Is someone was trying to homeschool their kids about bees, and it ended in tears because they were two sisters, two very young sisters, and the way that you get a new queen is all the sisters come together and kill their sister queen. So that was upsetting to them. It's like, I don't know how to get.
Like, well, kid, you're never going to go anywhere unless you kill your own sister. So, hope you learn from the bees. Kill her, be
Bees are bad feminists. Okay.
That's not very girl boss of them.
No.
Hashtag bee boss. Hashtag boss bee.
I was just thinking.
Boss bee.
So, I mean, yeah, that's another perfect example of how social situations help dictate what your biology is going to do when that feeds back onto social stuff. And how, like, naked mole rats, you know, you've got one reproducer and then she bullies the shit out of all her sisters so that they stay stressed out and non-reproductive. Because, you know, like when you miss a period because you're super stressed out.
Yeah.
Naked mole rats are like that, but all day, every day. So...
And then there's one that's just in the corner going, oh, I can't believe that we don't have things done. Oh, God, we have so much to do. And the others is like, oh, God, yes. They get so stressed out.
No.
Yeah.
And it's just occurring. No, never mind. Yes. Okay. So in that context, think of all the like rich scientific goodness. And I'm glad that we get to like get into this, because usually when I bring this up, people are just like, oh, you want to talk about genitals. And I'm like, no, it's a whole body thing. All of biology is really invested in who poops where and what it smells like. That's intellectual.
Well, that's what sets our show apart from other shows, is we're not scared to talk about poop and genitals. As improvisers, most of our comedy revolves around those two things, poop and genitals. So
we're here for it.
We're here for it. This is almost like training for us, because we're learning new things about poop.
We can use in shows.
We can use in shows. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Let me lay out this little scene for you.
Okay.
So all that like poop, smell, brain science stuff runs on very little funding, as does a lot of science. But people have money. People who breed and use racehorses, or people who breed and use animals for meat and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't always invest in scientific inquiry in the well-being of animals, but when they do, they can do it relatively effectively because they have fucking money. And so they also like really care about getting a good quantity of usable semen from animals who they want to breed. Mm-hmm. And like when you freeze stuff, you don't want your horse semen to get freezer burn, right? Like
once you put the horse semen in the freezer, you basically start a clock.
Exactly.
And if you don't use it, it goes, and you don't want to waste horse semen.
You really don't.
Yeah. Especially if it's a good show horse, if it's a good race horse, you know, you don't want to waste that.
That's another thing that really pisses me off, is that horses dance. Rich people train their horses to dance, and they don't shell out like a tiny little extra bit for people to study the neurobio of horse dancing.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
I'm just trying to figure out like what an EEG cap would look like on a horse, but yeah.
Anyway, okay. Back to the freezer burn.
All right. So you want to be able to store it in a way that it won't get freezer burn, and also you want to store it under conditions so that like you're getting the best quality semen. And by the way, this specific paper, it came out in like 2017, and again, I was still in grad school at the time, and my classmate came up to me and was like, "Hey, I saw this research paper and I thought of you," because that happens sometimes. It's like, "Oh, cool! Like that might be useful. Thanks. Send it my way." And then what I get in my inbox is like stimulus quality at time of ejaculation related to So when you collect semen from a stallion, you give it some stimuli to kind of get things going. Horse porn.
Horse porn.
Yeah. That's
It
fair.
can-
Not what you think of when you think horse. It's not that. It's
porn for horses.
porn
Yeah.
for horses by horses.
Yeah. How often? That must be awful to see all that unrealistic horse pornography.
It's
It
just
really
they
gives them
don't
body
know.
issues.
They
Yeah.
don't know what it's
Yeah.
like unless you're a horse.
That is so true. Wow.
Talk about starting your weekend off
Profound.
right.
Profound.
This is all the stuff you want to hear on a Friday morning, right before you start your weekend.
Okay, but I want to.
Anyway, continue.
All right, so you collect it in basically think like a horse fleshlight attached to like a little bag. You've got a dummy that the horse. It's like a sex doll for horses, and they just get up on there and do that their thing while they are smelling a little sample of mare poop, and also being able to see and hear a nearby mare. And so they were wondering, like, if the mare who is standing there and or depositing that poop, if she's in heat and has all the pheromones and hormones and stuff going on that you have when you're in heat, that might feed back on the male's internal physiology, like not even his behavior, but just literally like what glands put out how much of what inside, you know? They were looking for changes in sperm quality or number. They didn't really find much of a change in the actual sperm themselves, but they found changes in levels of like antioxidants and other components that are in sperm that help components that are in semen, that help stabilize sperm. And like, so that can help protect them against freezer burn and just in general. That can change how the semen affect the mare that it's trying to impregnate. There's like ovulation inducing factor that is found in the semen of camelids, so like llamas and alpacas and camels. It's the same as nerve growth factor. It's the exact same compound. We've got it in our brains and nervous systems and all sorts of cells when they're like, I want to grow out and form a connection with another brain cell and learn. That's a protein that's doing that for us there. And then in sheep or llamas, it's like, oh hey, let's put that in semen to make it more
Stable.
stickable. Yeah.
Stable. Yeah. Most of the things in the human body are found in other creatures, but used for semen stability. I mean,
It's
I
like,
can only imagine.
It's like you only use 10% of your brain. If you don't, that's a myth. But it is true that you only use 10% of your proteins.
David, you shouldn't tell us that. That's
David, that's
Did you learn
That's
nothing
gonna
from
be
the
a huge
Twitch
security
from the
breach.
Twitch hack?
It's gonna be a
You
huge
should
security
probably
breach.
go change it to camel semen.
Or like spell the L with put a 7 for the L.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I like camel
why.
semen.
You
I meant you could just switch out a different animal for the.
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Your words were I like camel semen, and I'd like to.
Okay, but I have a question though. Okay, so last time I did any reading about it, which was granted a while ago, there was a lot of debate in the scientific community about like humans and pheromones. Is that a thing? Is it a thing?
Great question. So the ones that are on the market, probably no. Probably fuck no. Just
Oh
fucking-
yeah.
There was a very prominent hypothesis about human women, humans syncing up their menstrual cycles. That is probably almost certainly not a thing.
Yeah.
It's an artifact of the fact that cycles are very variable, and when you're doing math of varying things, you have to be really careful about when you get a false positive for things being in sync.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was put to bed, and it was really awkward because some of the scientists who were like, "Oh no, probably not a thing," they were working for the scientist who described
yeah.
it as a thing. 'Cause they were like,
I have a friend who has done some work for that person, and that, from what I understand, that person was not hyped about being wrong.
It's really hard. It's hard for me to handle like being wrong about a super minor hypothesis. That's a part of scientific training they don't tell you about. Is that like
Yeah. Well, because that was like all over, like that was in that was like a lot of like pop science stuff that people were like, oh wow, that's so fascinating. Let's put this in every magazine, right? Just like how alpha wolves is not the person that discovered alpha wolves figured out, oh no, this was entirely wrong, but by the time that he figured it out and tried to tell people that it was not correct, everyone had already adopted it. And now we have this like this thing that we put onto social situations of like men identifying as alphas and stuff, and it's like that's not even how real wolves work.
But it is how werewolves work.
That's correct.
So,
oh, okay.
yeah.
So much sense.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. It's October. We gotta talk about
we gotta keep it spooky.
talk about the spooky stuff.
Yeah.
So there's menstrual cycles syncing up. Not
That's
really
a
a
myth.
thing.
Not in humans, but in non-human animals, that's very much a thing. I mean, depending on
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like mice, if you house them 4 or 5 to a cage and you have them naturally cycling, you can track that, and they they collaborate. It's like it's hard to figure out when you're supposed to be in heat and when you're not supposed to be in heat. So if you can take a cue from someone around you,
Yeah, you just cheat on the menstrual test.
They're like, oh, you're in heat? You're in heat? Okay.
All right, I guess
I'm not doing
I might
anything.
as well jump on
Yeah.
board.
when in Rome.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
And sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so there is a thing. There's this thing called the Bruce effect. It's not so much that it's controversial, it's just that like the way that it's studied and applied is very variable, and if it's presented as a simple thing, that's incorrect. But the general idea is that if you get an animal pregnant and then expose it to the smell or other stimuli associated with an unfamiliar male, like a new dude, they will lose the pregnancy because their body will be like, oh no, not that one, you know.
My.
Oh wow.
Not universal at all. Like it's super
Yeah.
interesting to be like, who does it, who doesn't, what is actually going on there? Is it to what extent is it an artifact of just like the way that we have these animals living,
Right.
individually, and the what happens in more naturalistic environments? There's this one, so Gelida baboons. I don't think they're true baboons, but they're called that for reasons. They have this thing happen. It was first described in like 2012 or so, where so they tend to go around in troops with like one male and one male who gets to mate with the females, like a handful of females, and every so often a new male comes along and is like, no, I am the captain now, but yeah,
Look
and
at me. Look at me.
yeah, oof. And it's real rough. And
Yeah.
after that takeover happens, a couple things happen. First of all, you kill the babies who aren't yours, because like that's just good leadership.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because
I mean, you watch any Game of Thrones episode, you know that's how it works.
Yeah. And I just want to take a moment to what are these called again? What kind of baboons? We want to expressly say that we do not condone the behavior of Gelida baboons.
Right. Gelida baboons. We do not.
Yeah.
way to fuck it up,
And-
guys.
So they kill all the children.
For a couple of reasons. First of all, they're
Ooh,
very annoying.
these are mean-looking baboons too.
Yeah, and the red patch. Yeah,
Ooh.
got those.
Like they look like they would be the bad guy in
Very
like a
spooky.
Lion King sequel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, what's it? This guy's got like red. They got like red eyes. This is so scary.
This actually does look like a Beauty and the Beast piece.
Yeah.
This is.
Oof. Okay, so this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so scary.
Yikes.
And so part of the reason that you want to kill all the infants is so that the females can get back to being reproductively available again. Because like when you're lactating, you're not mating. It's true because it rhymes.
Right. I actually think I saw a shirt that said that somewhere. I don't know. I think it was on I think it was in a some sort of Myrtle Beach community or spring break. I don't know.
It can actually be a major issue because in communities where you keep lactating for as long as possible, partly because you want your kids to have breast milk for as long as possible, but also as a form of birth control that God doesn't get mad at you for. Yeah.
No.
Lactating, first of all, you're straight up losing stuff through your boobs. Second of all, ow, oh my God, ow, Jesus, ow. But third of all, like it changes, you're losing actual material through your milk, but you're also just changing the balance of what your body is deciding to deposit where. So I know that you are depositing less calcium into your bones. I'm not sure whether that corresponds to an elevated level of calcium in your blood. But the thing with calcium is like it's not that you're losing calcium through the milk, which you are, but like you're not even using all of the calcium that you do have to put in your bones because your body is like, no, we're not doing that right now. We're in this other mode.
This off.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they can have like hairline fractures in their feet. Like it's easier for them to make very minor breaks in their foot bones, for instance, if you're just lactating.
Oh, that happened. One of my clients like broke her foot after she had her baby. That's
Ooh.
fascinating. Also sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Like your body isn't wrecked enough. Oh God, what a nightmare. What a nightmare life on Earth is. Anyway, so
I mean, that's what we really want you to take away from the show is that life on this earth is a nightmare.
Yeah, this happens.
And we're all just getting through it the best we can.
So instead of waiting for their babies to be killed, it turns out that a lot of pregnant gelidas, when a new male takes over, they have a way higher likelihood of miscarrying across the board. So it seems like they're just like being proactive about it, you know? Like, why not waste effort on something that's just gonna
get murdered when it comes out.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh my God, these baboons are terrible.
Baboons are the worst.
These baboons are also bad feminists.
And bad feminists, baboons. Baboons and bees. Bad feminists.
Jesus.
Sorry, that's the official stance at Hello Weekend is that those two particular animals, bad feminists. Well, Leah, thank you so much for coming and joining and talking to us today. I mean, just like that, the show's almost over. So
much.
Yeah, I mean, we really did. We need to have you come on the show again and just keep talking because we didn't even talk about the migratory animals that you wanted to talk about. So that's a whole nother show.
And there's involved in that too. Pheromones, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And probably semen. Where there's pheromones, there's semen.
They're like this. They're buddies.
They're buddies. So Leah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, and we'll get you back on the show. I mean, as soon as we can, because we need to hear about these migratory animals.
I gotta know about migratory animals.
And I need to tell you about delightful smelling mouse piss and the way that mouse piss pheromones in the way that it changes brains, and so much other human. Yes,
there's so many things.
I mean, there's so much. Leah, is there anywhere that people can find you to hear about these things, like on a daily basis?
Daily, you can find me at Hawks and Socks.
That's right. Hawks and Socks on
on
Twitter.
And fortnightly, you can hear me and my intrepid co-host talking about this stuff. She likes the brains, I like the piss, but the piss and the brains are very closely connected, as we know. And you can hear us arguing about that at Misbehavior Journal Club.
And that is also on Twitter?
Yes, and Instagram, and Facebook, and Patreon, and Spotify. Yeah, we've made it.
Fantastic. Well, have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
I don't see how it could get any better.
Thanks, Leah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man. So much, like, my brain is full.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still thinking about, I think the last time she was on, didn't we talk about kangaroos having 2 uteruses? I'm still thinking about that. I think about that all the time. Or wallabies, I guess. Having 2 uteruses. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I mean.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to my mom. Mom, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chloe's mom.
I hope it was great. And you got to eat whatever kind of dessert you wanted.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you know what? We're just going to end it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all that good nonsense. Once again, happy birthday to Chloe's mom. And we will see you next weekend. Bye.
Bye,